Guys, and it is time for prime time. If you're watching this, you'll notice I'm not in my traditional area. We were actually at the Lion's Den here with Larry Dawson. Larry, thanks so much for hopping on today, man.
Absolutely,
yeah,
man.
My pleasure.
I appreciate you having me.
This is great. It's a nice breakaway from the norm, and to kind of just talk to someone else who's been in the health and fitness kind of era where you've been through a lot. You know, you started, and I think you're still doing some forms of personal training. I'm really curious to talk to you about BTBU Fitness and your BTBU productions. Heck, I think if you even told me right, you won an award for personal training, and man, you've got so much going on with expos, and I just want to, have you tell your story about it. And I think you're even doing a podcast or a YouTube series as well with the secret sauce to be the boss. So tell me all about it. Let's get into that.
All right, so yeah, I mean, we'll start with the secret sauce to be the boss.
Yeah.
It's a show that myself and Michael Ivory put together. So it's focused on small business owners, entrepreneurs, and self-starters in the Charlotte area. It's brought to you by YouTube TV, and their first season is 12 episodes. Currently, 4 episodes have aired, 8 more are to come. I am owner of BTBU Fitness and BTBU Promotions under my fitness company. We cover a lot of areas: personal training, meal preps, design your own programs, have my own fitness gear.
Boom.
So you can go to my online store and purchase all your own fitness gear, BTBU Fitness. The BTBU Promotions is also part of what brings together the secret sauce to be the boss. But I put together expos throughout the city. The Women and Kids Show, the Sports and Supplement Show, the Wealth and Health Expo. The Wealth and Health Expo is basically my crown jewel. It's an amazing event that brings people from all throughout the financial field, the health field, and the health and fitness field together. It's held every January. So yeah, I mean, that's just a little bit about myself. I started in this area in the fitness industry as a trainer. I actually won an award as the best trainer in the Charlotte area in 2016.
Awesome.
It seems like a long time ago, but sure. I guess in reality it's not that long ago.
Right.
And I still do personal training. I'm about to turn 39 years old in just a couple of months. And I pride myself on being in excellent shape and trying to keep myself in better shape than any other person I know.
I love that. Your resiliency as you get older to continue to work out. I believe you even had a big accident, if you want to expound upon that a little bit. And, prime time, I'm here to speak about that all the time. Be resilient as you get older. Continue to work out, hold back the excuses, and find a way to get a job. And not only have you done that, but man, I want to kind of ask you too, what gave you that drive to do as much as you're doing? You're doing a lot of stuff for the health and fitness, and I really appreciate that. I think it's really important to build quality relationships in the health and fitness community, and it's all local, a lot of local, and I freaking love that. But at what point do you wake up and go, I want to do this? What drives that for you?
Well, there's several parts to that question. The first part I'll answer is yes, I was in a brutal car accident. A drunk driver came across the median and hit me head on. I was driving a Jeep and they were driving one of them old school full-size vans. We hit so hard, we was both going about 55. We hit so hard that it crushed the Jeep I was going, and actually I still had my foot on the gas pedal, but was going in reverse.
Wow.
And it crushed the Jeep. I broke my jaw in 26 places. I broke 3 ribs. I broke my right forearm, and I broke my L3 and my L4 in my back. When I first went to the hospital, they were saying that I probably would never speak the same ever again.
Yeah.
And there was a chance that I might not walk ever again. As you can see now, I'm walking and talking just fine, but there was, I refused the back surgery and went through that process all natural. I had to have the face surgery because my jaw was broken 26 places and my face was pretty ripped up. So I got steel plates and stuff in there, and then my ribs and my arm had to heal, obviously. I lost 40 pounds, sucking tomato soup and insured through a straw for 3 months.
I believe it.
But, in the process of rehabbing and getting back better, I didn't want to be someone that was addicted to pain pills. I had to depend on pain pills for the rest of my life. That's not something I wanted to do.
Right.
So one of the best pieces of advice anyone ever gave me was a good friend of my mother's, Dr. Sue. She gave me some advice because I was struggling, man. There was this mental hurdle that.
Heck yeah.
Can my back still hold up?
Yeah, can I do this?
I was back walking and everything stuff again, but I wasn't working out and I was going through a lot of pain.
Right.
Can I get back to who I used to be? Can I get back to being the athlete, the fighter, the basketball player, the moving around? And I was struggling with this mental hurdle. And I hear people, they come to me now, oh, I had this knee injury or this shoulder injury years ago.
Yeah.
You have to overcome that mental hurdle first. Dr. Sue said to me, she said, Larry, you had a really bad injury. She said, back injuries are unique because they're the one injuries that they're going to stick with you for life. She said, now, for the rest of your life, you can constantly go to doctors and they will constantly give you pain medication because you had a severe injury and you are in pain.
Right.
She said, this is the advice that I would give to you. She said, you have always been a strong young man with a lot of willpower and in good shape. Go back to what got you to where you're at. Go back to working out. Start slow and work your way up. Strengthen those lower back muscles around that area and build that strength up, and that will be your support system. That will protect you and guide you. And she said, get back to doing what you were doing. And eventually that mental block will be gone and you'll be who you were again. And that was the best piece of advice anyone ever gave me.
That's huge. And if I could meet her, maybe I'll find her one day or whatever and just give her a big hug, because that's a very rare success story. 9 out of 10 times or maybe more, it's the opposite. It's the doctors say, you know, in that case, man, Larry, you're never gonna be able to do it again. Like these kind of words come out to people, and you're at a pretty fragile moment there, right? You're trying to get over a big mental hurdle, and you're not even sure yourself, can I do this, right? So you're somewhat fragile, and you're really malleable at that point in time. Am I going to go for this or not? So for her to give you that confidence and to start slowly working back into it, gain strength and gain confidence in being who you are, becoming who you want to be again. I mean, that's just so profound. I really wanted to share that story because there's so many people listening out today to this that maybe they haven't sustained that bad of an accident, but something quite similar, or an old knee injury from football, or you're just a busy stay-at-home mom and you haven't had a chance to really get back to doing the things you love. You all of a sudden have a bumped shoulder, your doctor says you shouldn't be working out anymore and getting too old for this, right? I hear these stories all the time, and just something I want you guys to continue to think about and be inspired by is a story like that, where you're at a big fork in the road, and you choose your destination, and it starts in between the ears. And then we talked about
all starts right here. You're going to be able to do what you tell yourself you're going to be able to do, and you're not going to be able to do what you tell yourself you're not going to be able to do. It's a mindset, and a lot of times people defeat themselves before they even try. On a side note, I tore my tricep a little over a year ago, and I'm back benching 350 and doing everything. I never even stopped working out. I just had to shift my workouts a little bit to avoid that tricep injury. So I got people to come, and they have these sprains and this and that stuff. Oh man, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't. Stop saying what you can't do. Say, I'm struggling with this, but I'm going to find a way because I can do this. Maybe I have to work around it. Like you said, shift. Maybe I have to modify, regress in exercise. Or maybe we even have to hold off on that for now, knowing that we'll get back into it. So I appreciated you kind of expounding upon that. I knew we threw a bunch of questions at you. And maybe that motivation and just that dedication, perseverance you have showed itself in terms of you wanting to do these expos and everything that you do now. So kind of going back to that loop, what makes you wake up in the morning and do as much as you want to do for the health and fitness community? So I'm actually very glad that you asked me that question, because everyone travels their own path and everyone has their own story.
Oh, for sure.
My story started off really rough, man. And my beginnings weren't the best. And there was a lot of negative energy around me. It got a hold of me, and it made me a negative person.
Absolutely.
And we're influenced as kids, even when we think we're not being influenced.
Absolutely.
All that negative that was surrounded in my life, it made me a negative person, and it created even worse atmosphere for me because of my actions. I had to really overcome a lot. And I didn't really grow up and change my life and become the man I am now until probably I was about 26 years old. That's kind of late in life to really start to turn it around and get yourself together. But what I did was, I was blessed. And I truly believe this, that I have a calling and a purpose, and that God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers. And I was always blessed, being extremely sharp, extremely talented. I could easily reach people. I had a voice that people would listen to. I had a lot of skills and a lot of talent. I finally decided to change my life and get rid of all the negative energy. And I decided to bring positive energy because it was my life that I was given. And at the end of the day, the past didn't matter. The only thing that mattered was in the moment and going forward.
It's amazing.
And in the moment, I decided to let go of everything negative and to change everything to positive.
Right.
And my mission in life became not only to make my life an example to others, but to give that positive energy to anybody and everybody I could.
Right.
It started with getting back to what my grandfather taught me. Being disciplined, being in the gym. I started training. This is my temple.
Yeah.
I conquered the mind and became a master of it. I conquered the body and became a master of it. And then I started teaching it to others how to do the same thing.
Exactly.
I take time and I go to high school and I speak to kids. I go to churches and I speak to kids. I go to charity events. I speak to kids. Hospitals, speak to kids. Any way that I can spread a positive influence to the youth that will be running our country one day, all the way to elder people.
Sure.
I don't care. I love older people. I know some people, when people get older, people are like, ah, man, the heck with the old people.
Right.
I love older people.
Yeah, me too, absolutely.
So I try to spread positive energy to anyone and everyone that will allow me in their lives, allow themselves to listen to me and what I have to say. Whatever you've gone through, whatever your past is, I promise you this. If you do the research, I've been there. I've been through it.
Yeah.
I know what it's like. You can overcome anything, and I mean anything. It all starts in your mind.
Right.
The past is the past. The present is what's going on right now, and the future is what we have coming our way. Worry about right now and the future. When you get in your car and you drive to the store, you cannot drive to the store looking in your rearview mirror.
Right, sure.
You just use that rearview mirror every once in a while to check on what's going on. That's all you use your pass for. It's just a reference guide, just to look back every once in a while.
Yeah, I freaking love that, you know. I know for me, working out is kind of that temple too. It's always there for me. It's that constant. Stressors will come, life will happen. It's just the way things work.
Yeah.
But like for me, the gym and movement and working out, that will always be there for me. Of course, we've got one body to use, and I want to continue to kind of see what I can take my body to do in terms
when
of
you work out, it releases endorphins in your brain that gives you energy, that makes you happy, that makes you feel good.
Right.
So people are like, oh, I dread going to do this.
Exactly. That's
Go do it and watch how much better you feel. Even if it sucks while you're doing it, go home, take a shower. And when you go to work to do the rest of the day, you're going to feel great.
Absolutely.
It's literally a scientific proven fact. It releases endorphins in your brain, chemicals that make you feel happy and better.
Right. It shouldn't be a chore. It should not be a chore. And it is work. Don't get me wrong. Even this morning, I was telling you right before we got started, my 19-month was all crying. We had a tough night. Weight felt heavy, and it was laborious. It was work, but it doesn't mean I'm going to try to shy away from my reps. I'm going to, modify as I need to, but I will get that job done. And guess what? I am so ecstatic I did. I followed through in that dedication, that perseverance. And again, not everyone has to be a huge weightlifter or anything like that. If you just want to be a better golfer, if you want to be more active playing tennis as you get older, right? If you're a
go for a 30-minute jog.
Yeah, do it. That's your workout. That's totally fine. But going through those tough times and sticking to working out, making sure that again it's the mindset shift where it's not just this chore that you have to do. And again, although it might be work, feeling those dopamines and those releases afterwards, helping you prep for your day. That's something when I go to bed at night, there's a little bit more of that extra. I did the best I could. I felt like I gave myself a good workout, and I feel way better when I'm in that zone.
It gives me an outlet and a release.
Exactly.
No matter what's going on in my life, no matter how bad, how good, whatever's going on, when I go in the gym, that 1 hour, I block everything out. I let it all out. I go to another place. It's like hitting reset. When you leave out, all those problems are reset. Now you can start back over from zero. And I felt like I was the only one like that for a while. Like when I first started going, then I started talking to all these other people. I started realizing like, so many people use this as their outlet. Listen, take 10 minutes away from social media.
Yeah, there you go.
10 minutes away from gossiping.
Right, exactly.
10 minutes away from TV shows that aren't affecting your life in any type of way. There's 30 good, solid minutes that you could use to making yourself an awesome and better version of yourself.
Right, exactly, because we do hear the time, and I think it'll only get busier. 2019 and moving forward, it'll only get busier. Even some nice updates on like the iPhones, they're showing you your screen time. And I remember when I first looked at that, I was like, what? Holy Moses, that's a lot of time on that. Now I know I'm running a business and to some extent, But still, there's some of that where I'm just like you guys, and I'm working on just avoiding the scrolling, and there's that time again. It's that feel good, turn the brain off, but to some extent, working out, you can kind of just let it go. You can just move the weight, think about your form, and I work with a lot of people who are running a business, and it's a chance for them to get away from all that mess and just be present in the motion. This is what I need to do for myself, and then I'll get back to thinking about what I need to do in the business world or what have you too. So I wanted to kind of ask you, you kind of offer a lot. Where do people need to go to, let's just start with personal training. So let's say someone's interested in working out with you, they love their story. Let's just start there. Where would they go to sign up for you and start working out with you?
Well, first of all, you can check me out at btbufitness.com. You can find me, more about me, through that website. If you would like to follow me on Instagram, it's at btbufitness. Also, if you would like to check me out on Facebook, you can check out my personal page, which is Larry Dawson, or BTBU Fitness, either or. Through those different sites, websites, Instagram, Facebook, you can keep track of my fitness training, my upcoming promotional events, my YouTube channel, which will allow you to watch my show, Secret Sauce to Be the Boss, for free, even if you don't have YouTube TV. And just keep up with what's going on with me. I'm always doing cool motivational stuff. I'm giving away free advice. I do free workout videos and tips and stuff. So
it's awesome.
Yeah, you can follow me on all those different outlets and see all the cool different things I'm up to.
I love that. And also too, just to kind of finalize and wrap up a little bit, with your expos, how often are those? Where are they at? I think you mentioned they could find out a little bit more information on your website, and who's a good candidate to go to those?
So it just depends on which particular show it is. Okay. My next event coming up is going to be a women and kids show. Awesome. So it's going to be catered towards women and kids. So ladies, you can come out to this and check out all the cool things we're going to have, all the exhibit booths, all the speakers, all the interaction activities that we'll have, but we're also going to have cool stuff for the kids.
Perfect.
We'll have playhouses and different things that the kids can do. So if you can't find anyone to watch the kids, bring the kids, because the kids can have fun and the ladies can have fun.
Perfect.
Now, all the shows aren't catered to like that. Like, example, my last show, the Wealth and Health Expo, it was more catered towards people in the financial field, the health field, and the health and fitness field. We had 12 speakers that came, and you could have listened to any of those seminars. From star motivational speaker Tony Jackson was there, to some of the top financial people in the industry. Mr. Luis Peralta, one of the founders of the Jaeger Group, spoke. You got to see Kelly Logan speak on nutrition. So many different subjects was touched on. There was over 30 different vendors. We had 8 celebrities at the celebrity meet and greet booth where you could take pictures and get your autograph signed. We had free giveaways.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so these events are catered towards anyone. Some of them are specialty events focused on some fields, but anyone can come out and get free advice, free giveaways, and just enjoy these shows.
I absolutely stinking love it, and it's one of those things that I wish I had, I guess, the drive to be able to create all that. It's amazing that you're able to do that. I definitely want to hop in one of those next expos and check it out. I just think that's a wonderful thing. There's so many other options out there nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Netflix, watching TV shows.
Yeah.
Get out, meet people, put the phone down for a little bit, right? Learn something, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with always learning more about health and fitness and how to keep motivated.
What you said about putting these events together, I actually go out to these businesses, meet these people, go and have these meetings in person with them. And it's crazy because I hear this all the time. It's so weird that you come in person and you talk to us and you meet with us. Like we're so used to emails and text messages and stuff and everything. That's not who I am. I'm a people person. I have this energy and this gift and this life, and I'm going to use it. So I don't just email you. I come to your business.
I love that.
That's how I do things.
Email is one way to provide information, but it's really not a great way to communicate. We get so comfortable sitting back behind just sending out emails, what have you, too.
And it's hard to gauge what's really going on through an email. You can't tell someone's real tone.
Body language. There's times you could assume things. And text too. They get kind of scary like that, but. Man, this is awesome. Again, I feel like we could talk all day. There's so many things we have in common. I'm really passionate about what you're doing, even just for the health and fitness community in Charlotte. It's very inspirational. Guys, go back and rewatch this if you need to. I'm sure there's going to be 10 to 20 things you relearn every time you go back.
So one thing I did, though, on my social media, I asked for my followers to give me I asked for a couple. I picked 2 subjects for us to touch on. So before we wrap up today,
that's right.
I would definitely like to touch on those 2 subjects. And I want your opinion too,
Sure.
because I made sure that they know that a doctor was going to be with me today.
Sure.
So they can hear, ask the man's view, ask the doctor's view.
I thought you were going to say a woman.
For real with you. You're too big to be a woman, man. Alright, so check this out. The first one is, someone asked me to break down why it is best to separate your muscle groups and to not do the same workouts over and over, how it actually does more harm to your body to continue to do the same workouts and not separate those muscle groups. Elaborate a little bit more on your opinion on why you should do that. What's bad about not separating them and what's good about separating them?
Well, I think one thing that sticks out is that you can tend to limit the fatigue in your body. You know, if you're only doing the same thing over and over again, there's also a chance, depending on your form, you might have a little bit more of a chance to irritate the tissue. So I think there's definitely a great way to tend towards not accumulating fatigue in the body if you happen to be mixing up the workouts.
So you want to separate your muscle groups because what you do is, the whole point of working out is to make yourself bigger, stronger, tougher. So if you're working out, you're trying to develop your body, you're trying to develop your muscles. So if you go in the gym every day and you're working your biceps, they probably get a little bit stronger, but that's it. And they're actually going to burn out and get fatigued and hurt really bad. You need to separate your muscle groups because of this right here. When you work out your biceps, you are ripping them and you are tearing them. Those muscles take 48 hours to regenerate and grow, and they grow back bigger, stronger, harder, and tougher. If you don't let that 48 hours of growth and regeneration happen, and you're constantly tearing it down, you're not actually getting the benefits of the actual workout. So you want to separate as your biceps, your chest, your shoulders, your legs, your back, and so forth. Let that part of your body that you already tore down heal and grow back stronger while you work a different part of your body the next day.
Yeah, that's perfect. You know, it's from a rehabilitation side too. Let's say someone needs to get stronger with the shoulders, right? And it's funny, they go, so I should do this every day, right? And it's like, and I tell them this, if I want a bigger chest, how often do you think I'm going to work out my chest? I mean, it literally might be twice a week, you know, and I'm going to let it recover. Yeah. Sometimes maybe a little bit more, right, depending on the mesocycle. But, you know, people have this thought that more is better. If I just do it every day, it'll be better, right? And I'm like, you're providing a stimulus when you work out. When you go to bed, that's when the recovery is.
Exactly.
Right? And you need to let it recover. If you haven't really put that much work into it, then maybe you're okay, but then what's the point, right? You didn't really, unless you're doing like a rest week or whatever, but if you're really trying to build that muscle, you should work it to, not quite to failure, and that's its own little discussion, but you should be working the tissue so that it needs to recover, so you can come back at it probably a few days later. That's a great point.
And the sleep you said is very crucial because your body actually heals itself. You have injuries, you have fatigue, you have muscle breakdown from your workouts. It heals and regenerates while you're sleeping.
Right.
You should be getting at least 7 hours of sleep a night. If you are working and training and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and you're not getting sleep, your body's missing that healing part.
Right.
So your body's never healing all the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Give your body a chance to heal and get the proper amount of rest.
Perfect. And again, for me, on the rehab side, it's so important because almost every time there is a strength component where we need to get people back to doing the things that they love, and they tend to have this dichotomy of rehab exercise and workout exercise. And I'm like, they can be the same thing, guys, and that's kind of what I like to promote as people are trying to move forwards into whatever the thing that they want to get back to doing. There's oftentimes a strength component, and we need to know what parameters and how often they rest. And a lot of times there's just education that people need to know so they can appropriately rehabilitate.
I want to give a shout out to Lee Abbey and Terry Martin. They're the two that supplied these 2 questions that we're speaking on today. Boom. I'm not going to say which ones asked which questions. Perfect. So the second question is another 2-parter. I was asked, how important is sex to men, and what are the health benefits of a sexually active person? We all love sex. That's the answer to the question. No, I'm messing with y'all. let me be more serious.
That's awesome.
Doc, you take the first part. How important is sex to men?
No, it's awesome that you're throwing this question out there, because I think it's a huge elephant in the room that we all want to be polite around and dance around and not discuss. And even in the world of rehab, people are usually pretty much willing to tell me everything, but sex is one that still doesn't pop up. I mean, there's sometimes people are having pain that can't get into a sex position. They're embarrassed to tell me. It's like, hey, at the end of the night, you're going to be frustrated that you can't do that anymore. There's a social kind of compromise and dissonance now there, right? You can't do it with them. You feel frustrated, and tension builds up in there. So I can tell you from the rehab perspective, it's okay to communicate that, because it's part of life. I mean, we wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't a part of life. And it's one of the greatest joys and pleasures that we've been naturally given. It's a time for you to share with your spouse or loved one. And I mean, the hormones that go through, the oxytocin that's released, natural relaxant, helps decrease anxiety, helps you get better sleep. I mean, so absolutely, it's incredibly sexually active. And I think, just to kind of finish up, and I've been guilty of this too sometimes. You get home, what do? Late at night, you're scrolling again, right? Put the damn thing down.
And spend some time with
your loved one.
So let me say this. The first part of the question was, how important is sex to men? Sex is very important to men. It's very important to women too. Let's not play games like it's different for men, it's different for women.
Right.
Sex is important to us all. We were created to have sex, or we wouldn't have been given sexual parts. I don't want to get too deep into that, but I just want to be I just want to be real.
Yeah, exactly.
It is an important part of life. If it wasn't, we wouldn't have been given those particular areas.
Yeah.
Now, on a more serious note, on a health benefit, I want to say this, because the second part of the question was, how does sex affect us on a health level? So I did some research, because y'all know me, and you know I like to do research. So I checked this out. Check this research out that I found. A human being that has 200 orgasms or more in a year is 92% more likely to be the happiest person you know, and to live 5 years longer than the ones that don't. There's some facts for you.
There's a mic drop right there.
Yeah, there's some facts for you. Health benefits, there's some health benefits. And just think about this, man or woman.
Right.
I don't know anyone's personal situation, but if you go an extremely long time without, how frustrated do you get?
We all know it. We all get built up tension. All of a sudden you're really mad because you didn't put the clothes away, or you throw the dish across the room just because you had a bad day. It's like, what's going on? And of course that's, there's a lot of things that can be good, but a lot of times it's pretty clear that it builds up on us and we don't even realize it.
Man, the best advice I can give to everyone is to live a healthy lifestyle. It all starts right here.
Yeah.
Take your vitamins, take your proper supplements, get the proper amount of sleep.
Yeah.
Take that time for yourself. I don't care if it's for 15 minutes or an hour and 15 minutes. Get you a little bit of workout.
Right.
Live your life to the fullest. Enjoy it. If you're getting older, I think it's even more important for you to do physical activity. You've got kids, you've got grandkids, and they want you here, and you want to be there with them.
Right.
Don't let yourself just waste away and go away. Take care of yourself, enjoy your life, and live it to the fullest.
Can't say any better than that. Larry, thank you so much for coming on. Can't wait for this to go out. Thank you guys.